guess and that could lead us to our next the next segment, white gang privilege. And Killer Mike started out mentioning that he, turning nothing into something, turn bad into something good. Killer Mike noticed that he was looking at the Hells Angels website, and the Hells Angels had T-shirts for sale, and he was like, "Now," I started to think, and it made me make sense, but like, I got to keep it a band in my head. Like, I would never know. Like, Hells Angels got motorcycles and shit, so they wear like cuts and sweaters and shit. Like, fine, but like, I wouldn't know the Bloods for merch. You know, like I if they sold the bandanas, that would have been a little different. Like if I was like, they were like, oh, you see a red bandana, you know, like he copped it from your local blood. Like it would have been like, but it was like, I guess where it got fucked up and lost in translation is like the drugs in the early '80s or whatever the fuck whatever it was. But Killer Mike wanted to change. He was like, well, if the Hells Angels are doing what they do, I want to do this for the black community. He went and got the Crips Cripacola and got the Bloods Blood Pop. And it was amazing to see. I was like, and when they went in to try to get a loan, and they were like, well, what do you do? And he said, now, in, I forget how he worded it, and I don't want to fuck it up, because you definitely should watch this as we're, after you're done, and you hit the subscribe button. But, I don't want to fuck it up, but when he went into the bank, it was like, so what do you do? And he was like, we're in, like buying and selling, and Killer Mike said now in California in the early 2000s or like in the 90s, he would have been ahead of the ahead of the curve. Or something. That's why I didn't want to fuck it. He would have been way ahead of the curve. And now, a pioneer. There you go. You're a genius. Bitch, you guess. You was right. That's terrible. Every time I hear it, it's perfect. But he would have been a pioneer in the weed game, and it's true. So it was also weird to see it in Georgia. Like they're like, you can't even say it. You better not even say it. Like, but if you're selling weed in Georgia now, you're a criminal. But when it's legal a year from now, and that's what's fucked up is when you walk. Now some guy walks in 2 years later with the same loan, and he's like, yeah, my parents gave me $500,000. He opens up a fucking some wild, some state-of-the-art dispensary. That's when it's like, that's what's fucked up about the game. So, Killer Mike did a great thing. And I actually do want to cop some motherfucking Crip-A-Cola and Blood Pop and put it under, it's probably delicious, and put it under, we got cocaine under here right now. Are you kidding me? No word. You drink this shit, it'll kill you.
Apple juice is like the craziest shit I'm gonna drink. Some root beer. Like,
that's bad funny. Nah. Coca-Cola is terrible. Like Blood Pop Cola is made from all natural ingredients. So it definitely has the one up on Coca-Cola if you ask me. Because Coca-Cola is definitely trash. Good. But I'm gonna cop some Blood Pop and some.
We're not gonna drink it.
I'm definitely gonna drink it.
Okay. I'm gonna drink it.
It'll be like
nothing.
I like that I'm drinking water right now too. This is legendary because I was gonna say normally some trash red wine that somebody gifted. I'm like, yo, I gotta pour some Kool-Aid in this shit or something. Like I've had some wild shit in cups on this podcast on the low. So like fucking Blood Pop, no problem. Sounds delicious.
Maybe you can mix that in some of the trash.
True, it'll probably make it delicious. Yeah. But
sweet.
The whole point. Why I wanted to just move on to the gang privilege is cool. It was cool that building that entrepreneurial mindset. Like, yo, come up with something, whether it's a fucking t-shirt or like if you design pens and want to put little flowers at the tip and that's what you sell. Somebody's gonna buy that shit. Like we're at the best time right now for everyone and like the farming. I kind of feel like that, like, damn, we wouldn't be relying on Apple as much as we do in these big ass companies if you know someone with it. Like where we operate in our If you really think about it, we support a lot of small businesses. Yeah. Like and even we chill out with Amazon. Like I'd rather be like, oh, what is that? Whose hoodie is that?
Yeah,
Oh, I wear one of your hoodies. Yeah. I'll buy our own shit instead of
Like I don't. Yeah. Right. So I definitely have been buying more like. And I don't even like Etsy and like
even with restaurants though. With restaurants, that's what made me just be like, and connect the dots. I'm
like anti-corporation.
because of like it's the personal.
Yeah.
You almost like to see someone who owns a restaurant. Like I would absolutely rather give you the $75 for the two of us.
First of all, I know what you're going through if you're not running a corporation, because a corporation, besides the fact they're in your ear about money, you know, like you have, it's a fluid system because they have so much money. Like it's like an out of this world amount of money.
Sure.
It's fucking hard when you don't have a system developed and enough money to like have too much money in for that type of business. You know what I mean? Like the quality and it's basically for show at that point.
Right.
So then you can spike the prices up. But, I know how hard it is, so I would definitely much rather give it to a small business. Absolutely.
Sure, 100%. So, I think if everybody operated, and again, I want to be clear because I do. I am one-sided. I'm very biased to it. But owning a business is not for everyone. Like,
no.
Like I get if you want to be like third in command at because this shit is a lot of pressure. And why it's a joke? You're like, what do you do? Like nothing. But when it gets like fucked up, it's not fun staying up till 4 a.m. going through picking through fucking emails and QuickBooks and whatever one by one, and you know like just that shit is whack.
Working all hours.
It's whack, but that's why I'm like, well, fuck it. If you gotta do it, it might as well be for yourself. And just nobody likes paperwork. It's trash. But it's
or you know like. Every problem that comes through the door, you got to deal with. You got to do
right, like, and every day it's something. So every day, and that's a part, and I embrace that putting a part of the game. So I 100% respect if you're like, oh, 5 o'clock. Well, it's been real. Right. This shit will get done tomorrow. I'm gonna see you. Like I 100%. That's why I want to be clear. I respect it. Like yo, if you like going home, if because I know when I used to work 7 to 3 at 2:57, I'm at the punch clock like. All right, like, listen, like, I'm sorry, it's been a rut, because I'm not that kind of worker, you know what I mean? I'm not that kind of, like, at someone else's business, like, within 8 hours, they're like, what kind of worker am I? No question. I was like a fucking a maniac. Like I can get everything done. Then, exactly. Like,
and I'm like competing with myself and records and other people. And
I remember looking at my pedometer, like, wow.
Yeah.
I moved 4 miles today.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd be like, wow, how far how many calories did I burn today on my little thing? Like,
that's crazy. Yeah. And then, with the same system, it was cool when I'm doing walks for you to come home for you and be like, I walked 11 miles. That's crazy.
I'm at 14.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, that's...
Or you're at 17 and I'm at 13. Sure. And then, I'm like, damn.
See, and then when I homed in on my skills, and I come home like, you're at 13. I would be like... Damn, I didn't move 700 feet. Like,
oh, yeah.
God damn, I've been sitting in the same spot all day. That's fucked up. Like, so, again, I respect not owning the business of everybody. I like when people just have something to offer. Like, if you knit hats and you're miserable at work, start knitting hats. Right, so I'm biased, but my lines are very clear.
Right.
Not like religion. Moving on to New Jesus. And I didn't... You know what? Can I get... We'll go to New Jesus after. Can we skip a chapter? Do you mind?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I guess.
I want to go to Outside the Box.